Welcome to the Word Café Podcast. This podcast has been designed with curated content that centers on the power of words. Can we really do anything without speaking? Can we really do anything without the agency of words? Yes, that is what this podcast is all about. And I am your host, Amax Obi, your neighborhood word trader. I believe in the power of words, for it is the unit of creation. I trade in words to profit my world. Oh yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good everything, wherever you are on the earth at this particular instant, listening to us and following us. Yes, this is how we do it in the show. Yes, welcome to the Word Café live show. I'm your host, Amax Obi, and today, or tonight, I beg your pardon, I have an exciting personality with me. Don't worry, she's around. She's coming very soon. We have so much to talk about. Listen, we are here for a reason. We were created for a purpose. And when that purpose is not known, a wise man once said abuse is inevitable. But when you discover purpose, you come to see that your life is full of energy, fun, and what have you. Who am I talking about this evening? Her name is Ene Obi. Yes, she is a reputable global voice in this space. She's around. You want to see her? I know you want to see her. Relax, I'm bringing her on now. Where is she? Bang! And hello, Ene. Good evening.
Good evening, Amax. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. Welcome to the Word Café live show. How is it over there in the UK?
Oh, today you're not going to like this. The weather it's been raining. It's been raining.
Wow. Well, it's one of those things. We'll get that way. We'll get over it.
Absolutely.
Before I brought you on, I was telling the house that one thing that has been very, very paramount within this space when we come on, is purpose. I refer to what Myles Munroe said years ago, that when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So more or less, when you discover purpose, you come to see that your life is full of so many things. But before we go into the discussion, the house would like to know this personality, Ene Obi. Who is Ene Obi?
Wow. Thank you. Who is Ene Obi? So I wear different hats. I am a wife, I'm a mother, and I am now an author, a speaker, and a coach. For almost 3 decades, I worked in human resources in the corporate world. I worked for global brands such as Shell and Visa and AstraZeneca and Willie Styles Watson and HSBC. So I worked for really great brands. I worked for great organizations. But let me bring it back to your topic, which is purpose, if I may. I worked for these great brands in these great roles. I had a good life on paper for almost 3 decades.
What do you mean life on paper?
That's exactly what I'm about to explain. Exactly. Because when you looked at it from the outside, it looked like a good life, right? Because I had I ticked 2 big boxes, great jobs in great organizations.
Okay.
That looks like a good life on paper, right?
Right.
But inside of me, I was lost. I'd lost myself. And so what would happen is I would go to work, but my body would stay at home.
You were more like a ghost worker, so to say.
I was a ghost. I think you shared that before on LinkedIn. Exactly, I was a ghost worker. And also, because of a lack of self-awareness and self-assessment and self-evaluation, I didn't know when the corporate dream, I didn't know when that dream came to an end. I didn't know when it was time to start a different dream. I didn't know when that dream turned into a nightmare. So like I said, I would go to work because that was all I knew how to do, be a corporate employee. So I'd go to work, but I wasn't fulfilled inside of me. I wasn't happy. And that's what I mean by a good life on paper, because to the outside world, it would have looked like, I'm not really sure what her problem is because she's got great jobs. And I did, and I'm not knocking the jobs. I'm saying that I was in the wrong place.
Whoa.
And I was living a life that was no longer me.
For 3 decades, you said?
No. I think I worked in human resources for over 2 decades. I worked in the corporate world for almost 3 decades. I wasn't unfulfilled for all of that time. No. But certainly in the last 10 years, I was unfulfilled. So when I started, which is why I said I didn't know when the dream came to an end, because at one point it was a dream, and I achieved the dream, and it was perfect. Good. But I think it was a case of I didn't know when that mission had come to an end, and it was time to start a different mission in my life.
You needed to transit to the next phase, so to say.
Boom! You just said it. I didn't know when it was time to transit to the next phase. I didn't know when, because I don't see purpose as a finite thing. I see purpose as being dynamic, and I see purpose as shifting with you throughout your life. Let me explain what I mean. When you are in primary school, your purpose is not the same as when you're in secondary school. It's not the same as when you're at university. It's not the same as when you start working. The clues remain the same. Don't get me wrong. The clues to your purpose remain the same, but your mission along the journey changes. Right? In primary school is to grow up, to get good morals, get good grades. In secondary school is to pass your exams, get to a good university, get a good degree, get a good job. Am I making sense? So your purpose, mission, it changes. Although, as I said, the clues were there. So I think I'd come to the end of that particular journey in my life of purpose. But I didn't know because of a lack of self-awareness and self-assessment. So I hit a kind of brick wall. And you see the beauty, Amakri, is sometimes when you don't do things at the right time, life forces you to get out of your own way, and life takes control of you.
Take that again, that particular sentence.
When you don't do things at the right time, when you don't take control of your life will take control of you. Whoa. And your life will force you to get out of your own way. That's what happened to me. Yes.
Amazing. So, at what point did you see that, I can't go on like this anymore? I need to transit. At what point?
Beautiful question. So it was the 29th of November. No, it wasn't. That's my birthday. It was not my birthday. No, it was the 29th of January.
Okay.
2020. It would have been my mom's birthday, but my mom had passed on in 2018. So it was my mom's birthday, but my mom had passed on in 2018. 29th of January 2020. I remember the day very clearly. Sorry, I sat in a meeting room in the office where I worked, a very small meeting room, and I just delivered some unwelcome news to a senior business leader. And and he clearly wasn't happy. And when I delivered the news, the immediate reaction was silence. The whole room just fell silent. And then the noise started. He started to shout. He was getting very angry. And his voice was so loud. And I was sitting in a small meeting room. And I remember the meeting room started to shake. His voice was so loud. It was causing the walls of the room to vibrate. And the room was starting to shake. And my hands were shaking and my heart was pounding. And I literally feel beads of sweat dripping down my face. I was wondering, what do I do? Now, don't get me wrong. This is not the first time that I had an encounter with a senior leader. Working in HR, that's kind of what you do. It's your job. You often have to fight against the flow. But I remember on this particular meeting, my mouth opened and I thought I was going to say something. I was sure I was going to say something, and I couldn't have trusted what I would have said. Okay. But I didn't need to worry, because just as I was wondering, what do I do now? My mouth closed and there was peace. There was suddenly peace in my head. My hands steadied and the room stopped shaking. And I felt a voice in my head. The voice said, "Not today."
Not today.
Amakri, not today. And that's something I ask people. I say to people, what is your not today moment? Not today. And that was the day I left. And I went in search of me. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago that it was my mom's birthday, or it would have been had she not passed on. It would have been. I don't believe that's coincidence. I believe that my mom was orchestrating things from above, saying, I'm going to make you step out and do you.
You just need to wake up. You need
to wake up, Amakri. You need to wake up. Yes. Yes.
I can imagine. Yeah. So that was a eureka moment for you. Yeah. Now, when I listened to when you were talking about your book, when introducing the book, when the book came on and you were like, whoa, you're excited. Behind your excitement, I could feel fulfillment. I could feel somebody who is alive. Like, I'm leaving now. So, what is that book all about?
Before I answer that question, can I just say something?
Go
ahead. I think you are a really good interviewer. I just want to tell you that. You're very, very insightful and very intuitive.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, my book, yes, it's called Your Life is Calling. You said that you felt this is somebody who is alive and somebody who is happy. You couldn't have hit the nail better on the head. I finally woke up. I came alive at the age of 55 in January 2020. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. What's my book about? My book is titled Your Life is Calling. My book is about sharing my experience, my knowledge, my pain, and my recovery from not knowing that I could do more than just be a corporate citizen. My book is for anybody who feels that they can do more. Anybody who has a yearning in their heart, anybody who has a voice in their head, anybody who knows deep down that whatever they're doing now is not all they can do. They have dreams, they have desires, but they don't know how to even begin the journey of accomplishing these things. My book is saying to these people, please do not go to the grave with these dreams inside of you, because your dream is not inside of you by pure chance or pure coincidence. Your dream is inside of you because your dream, your future, your maker knows that you have it in you to birth this dream or these dreams, or you wouldn't have them. So it's saying, if you know that you can do more, you need to believe that you can do more. You need to begin the journey of doing more, because your life is calling.
Wow. You know, as you were talking, this scripture came to my mind. I came that they may have life and they may have it more abundantly. He wasn't talking about biology here. This is not biology. He wasn't talking about chemistry. You know, this is pure purpose. So when I saw that book, Your Life is Calling, it's like somebody standing across the street and telling you, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Just like he said in another part of the scripture that the whole of creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. And that's what just came to my mind when you lifted that book again, Your Life is Calling. But you know, the challenge has always been for so many of us, a lot of us, the challenge has always been, how? How do I move from this point to that point? Can you dwell a little on that? How to move from this point to that point, looking at your experience in that meeting room and with that voice in your head.
Absolutely.
Can you dwell a little on it? Let us have some meat around it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, nerds. Come listen to the History Nerds United podcast, and let's make history fun again. We interview today's best authors, whether they are established Pulitzer Prize winners or someone debuting their first book. Let us show you that history is not a boring class you took in high school, but a place where the best stories come from. And we don't just cover history. We also love to chat about true crime, biographies, memoirs, and so much more. So head on over to History Nerds United and let us introduce you to your new favorite book and learn the story behind the story.
History Nerds United.
Yes. So when I left that meeting room, I had no idea. I was exactly what you've just described. I had no idea. All I knew was that where I had just left was not the answer. But where I was going was a complete blank in my head. So I had to go Amakri, and I had to find the one person that had all the answers. And guess who that person is? In your heart, in your soul, because that's where the answer is placed. And in my book, I share a four-step process to get into that place, or a four-step process to get to that place and then to become all that you were born to become. Okay, so I have a four-step process in my book. I call it know you, to know who you are, be you, to be who you are, love you, to love yourself, and do you, to become all of who you can be. Let me break that down, because this is my lingo. Let me break that down into common English. Know you is clarity. That's self-discovery. That's going within to find out who you are. And being able to answer the question, who do you think you are? And the answer, Amakri, the answer is all inside of you. So when I left that meeting on the 29th of January 2020, I took 6 months to find out who I was. 6 months of a lot of time spent in self-reflection, self-discovery, self-awareness, self-evaluation, self-assessment. It all starts with you. Who are you? It took me 6 months. I'm not saying that is the timeline for everybody. It took me 6 months. And then when you know who you are, you identify the dream. Because when you know who you are, you see the end point. Who you are is who you should be. And if you're not that person, then you need to begin the journey to become that person. So that's the first step. The second step is then what I call be you. What does be you mean? It's self-belief. It's courage. It's developing the courage, the belief to bet on you. And this is where we start to work on the mindset, because we need to understand that the mindset that brought you to where you are today is obviously not equipped to take you to where you're going, because if it was, it would have taken you there. So you need to take stock of where your current belief system is, and then begin to flush that belief system and replace it with a new belief system for the rest of your journey. So that's be you.
Renewing your mind.
Renewing your mind. Exactly. So you can develop courage and self-belief. The third step is what I call love you, or what you could also call self-commitment. What do I mean by this? When you know who you are, and when you can believe in who you are, believe in yourself, when you can bet on you, it's inevitable that the next step is for you to love all of who you are and commit to yourself and say, I will do it, and I commit to myself. It's a personal oath to myself that I will not stop until I get to my dream, until I achieve my dream. Because, Amakri, at that point, you will know that you are enough. Just the way you are. Just the way you are.
Just the way you are.
The final step, Amakri, is what I call do you. Or you could also call that self-fulfillment. This is the best bit. It's the easiest bit, but you can't do it until you've done the groundwork of the previous 3 steps. This is where, when you then know who you are, when you believe in yourself, when you love yourself, when you commit to yourself, you can now step into your greatness. Because you know, at this point, it's like, ain't no stopping us now, right? Ain't no stopping us now. That's my 4-step framework. Yes.
Wonderful. Now, where can we get your book? I know it's on Amazon, but do we have, like in Nigeria, for example, do we have any local store where we can pick it up from?
I'm afraid not in Nigeria. No, you can. Well, in the UK, there are 2 ways. You can get it on my website. It's available on my website, and it's also available on Amazon. I haven't got a bookstore in Nigeria because the reason I haven't got a bookstore in Nigeria.
You can check.
You can check. Carry on.
You can check Roving Heights online bookstores.
Okay. All right. I'll check that. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I deal with them too. I have my books there, and they do a wonderful job. Honestly, they do a wonderful job, in terms of distributing and all that. They get your book anywhere in the country. They can do that, Now, what's your future forward project? Do you have any future forward project?
Thank you for the tip on Roving Heights, by the way. I'll check them out. What's my future forward project? I am on a mission, Amakri. I'm on a mission to inspire and empower unfulfilled professional women to step out into their greatness. That's my mission. That is what I want to do. I am working, actually, that's not what I want to do, that's what I am doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm working with how do I put this? I'm working with the legends of the motivational industry. Because
I saw you the last time with Les Brown.
Yes.
I think that was where, after the book, that was where I picked. I saw you, I was like, ooh, Les Brown, awesome.
Yes.
And I think he did the forward for your book.
He wrote the forward for my book, and he was also at my book launch. He attended my book launch.
Wonderful.
It was amazing.
Maybe we'll have to bring him here one of these days to come and.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
Put a word for us. We'll get him across.
That would, absolutely. That would be wonderful. So because please, it'll be a pleasure. That would be wonderful. Because it's taken me so long. Because it took me so long to step into my greatness, and I know the pain that I felt. I know the years of frustration, of feeling empty and drained and lost and stuck. I don't want any woman to get to the age of 55 and then discover that she spent 10, 20, 30 years doing something that isn't really her. So that's my mission. To help women to understand, to recognize, to acknowledge, and to accept that they have within them right now all that they need to be all that they were born to be. And all they need to do is take the first step. Just take the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I am so excited listening to you. You know, the last statement you made about you don't want to see another woman waking up at this point in her life. You can wake up earlier, you can realize it earlier, and you can do more. You know, you can achieve so much. I mean, that is so profound. More or less, you don't have to go through what I went through. You know, rather you learn. You know, there's this thing that happened some years ago, and I retorted. I was with my friend and his younger sister and the mother, and I made a statement. I said, "Mommy, don't worry. You know, she will learn from experience." And she said, "That is the problem. Only fools learn from experience. Wise people learn from other people's experience." So more or less, you've gone through so much now, and you are awake. Now this is me. I'm living. This is me. I don't want you as a young woman coming behind me to go through all of this. You can wake up now. I mean, that is so profound. Very, very profound. Your social media handle, so that people can get in touch, you know, and reach out to you, because I know they are listening to you and they would love to reach out to you also.
Oh, that would be great. So on Instagram is the best way to reach me. Instagram or LinkedIn, to be honest. On Instagram, I am at Ziano_MindSpa. I'll spell that. It's at Ziano_MindSpa. Ziano is ZIANO_MindSpa, as in the mind spa.
The Mind Spa.
Yes. On LinkedIn, is my name, Ene Obi, and also on Facebook. People can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm also just Ene Obi on Facebook. So whichever one.
We have some comments here. Let me quickly read them out. Enke Madu Foro. Hey, that's one of my sisters from the Speak for Gold cohort.
You know, I also did Speak for Gold. I did
Whoa.
Speak for Gold 235. 235.
Now I know, and now I know where the flow is coming from.
The flow, I like that.
Yes. And
My God, it's Marvin. Hi, Marvin.
Marvin, yes. Marvin is here.
Hi, Marvin.
One, no, you be you. Okay, he just wrote it out.
Because he's got the book. Marvin's got the book.
Yes. Yeah, I saw him advertising it the other day, and I was like, whoa. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy having you here with us, and sharing this moment with us. Before I let you go, is there any last word? Something you want to put out there for the listeners to be inspired by?
Thank you. So what I would like to say is for your listeners to think of their lives as a book with different seasons split into different chapters. And they've had chapters of pain, of sadness, of devastation, of crisis, of setbacks. They've had chapters where things have just gone completely unexpected. Hashtag 2020.
Yeah.
And they've also had
correct.
Exactly right. They've also had seasons, chapters of happiness, of love, of success, of joy. So I want to ask them to think about what chapter they're in now.
Okay.
And to know that whatever chapter they're in now, they have the power to end that chapter now.
Yeah.
And to take hold of the pen that writes the next chapter. Awesome.
Guys, we've been discussing with Ene Obi, a wonderful personality. The author, she's an author, a speaker, and she just got her first book out, Your Life is Calling. Awesome book. I've gone through the preview and all that. Please go get a copy. Her last words, your life is like a book. Yes, you've been through a lot, but listen, the pen is in your hands to rewrite the new chapter. You've been on the Word Café live show, listening to your one and only neighborhood word trader. That's what I call myself. I believe in words. Why? It is the unit of creation. Everything around us is born out of spoken words. Don't worry, we'll come your way again with a wonderful, wonderful personality to share with us. And then you have, please say bye-bye to our audience.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you for
Thank
joining
you
us.
for watching. Bye-bye.
Yes, they will come your way again. Bye for now. Awesome time it has been with you on the Word Café Podcast today. Thank you for being there. You can catch me up on my social media handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all at Amakri Isoboye. Also, you can get copies of my books, A Cocktail of Words, The Color of Words, and my HRO notebook on Amazon and on Roving Heights online bookstores. You can also subscribe to my YouTube page at the same address. Yes, till we see you again. Bye for now.